Hi, this is Jackie Parks, and today I will be using my knowledge of domain and range as well as the vertical line test to test whether relations are functions. I'm using Desmos Graphing Calculator, and with my first relation here, it is organized really beautifully, and I can see that none of my domain values repeat. So my domain values are this one on the left, the x values, and none of my domain values repeat. So this leads me to believe that this relation is in fact a function. And when we graph this line here using the vertical line test, if we were to draw vertical lines through all of these points, they would never reach another point on this graph, and this leads me to conclude that this is in fact a function. So relation number one is a function. So we can ungraph that and move on to the next one here. This one is not organized, or it's still organized fairly well, but we do see that the domain values repeat. So there are two -5s, two -3s, two -1s in the domain value. So that tells us that this relation will not be a function. And when we graph this line, when we do the vertical line test, the vertical line does go through 2 points on every line that we draw through it. So that tells us that this relation is not a function. So we'll move on to our last relation. So this relation isn't set up as nicely as the first one, but we don't see any repetition in our domain values. So when drawing our line here and doing the vertical line test, we can conclude that this one is a function as well. So relations 1 and 3 were our functions because they never go over, and then relation number 2 is not a function.